In many developing countries, the challenge of delayed and abandoned infrastructure projects is common. This reality is all too familiar in Ghana. However, the introduction of citizen monitors, a novelty under the Monitoring for Financial Savings project, has begun to turn the tide. Monitoring for Financial Savings project, implemented by Sen Ghana in partnership with Integrity Action UK, is rooted in the belief that engaging citizens as active participants in monitoring and oversight activities can help governments save money and achieve better outcomes for infrastructure projects.
Monitoring for Financial Savings, it's a project implemented over the last 2 to 3 years. We began in 2021 and it's funded by Integrity Action UK. The project basically was to strengthen the capacity of citizens to be able to effectively and efficiently monitor infrastructure projects across 5 geographical districts in the northern and savannah regions. Basically, we are talking about Tamale Metro, we're talking about Yendi, Tolong, Sabulugu, and then West Gonja. We were also supposed to be monitoring projects across 3 various sectors: health, education, water, and sanitation. So this project actually enables citizens through empowering them to be able to appreciate citizens-led monitoring on infrastructure projects. There has been capacity building for citizens to be able to effectively monitor how infrastructure projects are delivered. And for this project also, we had a hypothesis basically to test whether with effective and efficient citizens monitoring that had the potential to ensure value for money, and by that make sure that we save money in our resource basket.
Right from the beginning of the project, a dedicated research team worked alongside the project team. The research team meticulously documented the processes as and when citizens monitor and raise issues, and to what extent were those issues contributing to district assembly saving money for the public purse. The composition of the citizen monitoring groups is a testament to the project's commitment to inclusivity and gender parity. Thoughtfully chosen, these groups consist of individuals from various social backgrounds, ensuring that both men and women, as well as socially marginalized groups, are well represented.
If you look at the composition of the monitoring committee, in every community we do have 4 monitors. We try as much as possible to have parity in terms of 50-50 male, female, but in some cases we are not able to get that because you require people with some basic literacy level who can read and write and be able to use the tools that are provided for monitoring. But also the integration of persons with disability. There's a lot of stories about how persons with disability have been involved in this, especially keeping an eye on making sure that infrastructure projects implemented are disability friendly.
Here in the West Gonja, we're about 4 monitors. Like I said earlier on, I am representing the youth group. We have one that represents the women group, another for persons living with disability, and one representing the traditional authority.
Under the project, the citizens monitors received training and were equipped with essential tools to enhance their effectiveness.
Through this project, we actually provided Android-based mobile phones, worked with district assemblies to be able to train our monitors on what to look out for when they are monitoring infrastructure projects. Basically, the engineers of the various district assemblies actually took monitors through the checklist or the guidelines in terms of what to look out for in their monitoring infrastructure projects in their districts. And then also Integrity Action supported us to be able to develop an ICT-based system or monitoring system that allow for real-time data entry and then feedback to a centralized system where the data is aggregated and provided with some data summaries to inform decision. So basically, when monitors feed monitoring data from the field, it goes through the system which we call def check. The system automatically is able to process that data through a front end, and citizens, and for that matter project stakeholders like district assemblies, have access to this particular platform to see the concrete issues that citizens are raising that require their attention. But also on a monthly basis or bi-weekly basis, citizens-led monitors would engage or hold what we call bilateral engagement with their district authorities to see to what extent those issues that have been raised are being dealt with. In other words, trying to track responsiveness on the part of district assemblies.
So we're all given that training and supported with the mobile app and the mobile phones to take this exercise to monitor ongoing projects within our municipality.
They train us before we started. The tool that we use is the depth check device. That one that we use to be sending our data.
It's due to the training that we had knowledge on how to monitor projects.
We have received a phone to make our monitoring very easy.
They gave us phone to use as tools. They train us how to use the phones to receive, to ask questions and report it back to them.
They give us mobile phones and they put on a diff check, which is application to the system, where we go to the project site and collect data through that, and we can submit it to them.
With targeted training and effective tools, citizen monitors have become a vigilant force, ensuring that public infrastructure projects do not only meet completion deadlines, but also the high-quality standards their communities deserve.
You know, we don't report early. We have to find proof before you report back to Asamba. So you have to contact the contractor first to know why it should have been this. Why is it this? You have to ask first. So to hear from the contractor before you go, if the contractor is proving difficulties, you go back to Assemble for redress.
And also, if you go there, they also train us. You are not going there for a fight. If you see anything wrong, you are not going to fight with the contractor. You only come back and report it to the authority. This is what I found out from the the project. So the authority, they will go and meet with the contractor so that they discuss and the problem and solve.
Yeah, if we come to the site and we see the problem and we lodge the complaint to the contractor and we are not seeing a response, we'll move to the Assemble. It is the engineer that they introduce and the whole of Assemble, the budget and then the planner, they know about that. So when we see a problem in the site, it is the Assemble that will go and lodge a complaint to. And sometimes we'll meet the stakeholders and then the Assemble member in the committee before we seek for Assemble help.
When we have problems with the contractor, we normally seek the help from the elders in the community. When they find it difficult for the contractor to understand what they want the contractor to do, then the elders in the community now forward the case to our assemblyman in the community. If he finds it difficult for the contractor to understand, he would then forward it to the assembly so that they will know how to talk to the contractor and he will be able to do the correct work.
Their engagement has been crucial in reducing construction delays, improving material quality, and bringing contractors back to complete abandoned work, driving tangible improvements during construction. In Savilugu Municipality, for instance, a stalled Get Fund project came back to life when the monitors engaged the officials of the Municipal Assembly. The Get Fund, in consultation with the Assembly, took proactive steps to terminate the initial contract and re-awarded it to a more capable contractor who has since been actively and effectively working on the project. With their eyes on the ground, these monitors work in tandem with district officials and contractors It is a unique collaboration that aims to bridge the gap between community expectations and the reality of project execution.
Because during our monitoring, you come and they tell you this is what the contractor is doing and this is what the workers are doing. Go and check. You go there, you see it yourself. If then there is need for you to report it to assemble, you report. And if it is the need for you and the contractor to just solve that problem, you solve it there. And through the program, the people are now asking questions. Why is it this like that? It was supposed to be this. And why is it this? So through the program, they now ask questions. But at first, they will come and do it and go without their knowledge.
Sometimes we will have to talk to the municipal engineer, the planner, and also the budget officers, depending on the particular problem that we are facing during our monitoring exercise. So mostly through our focal person, we are able to channel our problems or difficulties that we encounter during our monitoring to the assembly, and they at least get back to us, ensuring that we have those challenges resolved for us.
From the district perspective, the intervention spearheaded by Send Ghana and Integrity Action UK has introduced a new approach. One where project timelines are not just a suggestion, but a commitment. Reinforced by the vigilant participation of the citizen monitors.
My general impression about monitoring for savings project, basically, there are a group of people, monitors at the community level, and then they periodically monitor the projects that are being implemented by the municipality. And so, honestly, it's excellent, let me say that, because for assembly, even though we have contracted people to work on our behalf, but it's not every time we can be at the community level to monitor such projects. And so these monitors are always at the community level, and then they visit these projects. As and when issues come up, they bring them to the assembly. We have our dialogue sessions, and then we find solutions to those issues. And so the most important thing is also that it's at least it kind of ensure that projects are get implemented on time. It ensures accountability and service delivery on time, timely service delivery, such that our beneficiaries will move into the projects that are being done. For instance, if it's a classroom, but the students will get access to. If it's a CHIPS compound, then the Ghana Health Service will take possession of it and then get their officers to get in and then to deliver services to our people.
Send Ghana engages people in the community to monitor projects that are being executed by our municipality. And I think that the people in turn give them feedback, and when there are issues, they come for us to address them at a meeting. Monitoring for financial saving has actually put us on our toes, because with the engagement that we had with them, they are always there reporting on the ground as to what they are seeing and where we have to meet with them. We tell them our challenges and what it is that we've not been able to go with the project. So for me, I think that the citizen, the various people on the ground know our challenges and know the reason why a project is ongoing or is still at the point that it is. So, or if we are through with it too, they know that's been able to. So for me, I think it's good.
The fact is that most of the times, due to the assembly financial constraints, we are not able to monitor the projects as and when they are being implemented. And sometimes contractors do certain things that end up losing resources or spending more on the projects. And in the end, we spend the little resources that should have been used judiciously on one or two projects. But with this intervention, I think that once we have people on the ground monitoring, once the contractor is not doing what is right, the attention of the assembly is drawn to that, and we quickly move in to ensure that the right things are done. This also enables the communities to benefit fully from the projects, because all the aspects of the project that is being implemented will be carried through with the help of the citizens monitors.
The intervention has been so good, if not excellent, and it has helped the communities to participate in development interventions. For instance, there are certain instances whereby a project will be going on in a community and the community members would not even know what the project is all about. But with the intervention of the M4FS, there has been a very good community participation in undertaking development projects.
So as much as possible, they put us on our toes to be up to speed with regards to, because if the community members have demanded for an activity, a facility, and it's taking them up to 2 years, 3 years for them to even get it. Before we are there, are a whole lot of other activities, again, pressing ones to that are there, are coming up.
With the inception of citizen monitors, one will be curious to know the state of infrastructure in the project districts.
The current state of infrastructure projects in the Yendi municipality, it's currently all projects that were awarded in 2022 are all completed. All are completed and they are in use, except one project at Pion that is still, even though it's completed, but we are yet to hand over the project to the Ghana Health Service. And so let me say we attribute some of these successes to the monitors that are on the ground, because like I said earlier, they monitor and these issues get solved early, and then we have timely delivery of projects for the MA.
In West Gunja Municipal Assembly, 8 projects were identified for monitoring. Out of the 8, it's only one that is still not completed, and that is the market construction funded by this Assembly Common Fund.
The district assembly officers now find themselves partnering with citizens from project inception to completion, creating a synergy that enhances transparency and ensures quality and adherence to deadlines.
But when the project are awarded, then we now inform the community members of the award of the project, and that is where they come in.
The monitors are involved in the program at a point where we give possession of sites to the contractors that have been selected for the project. And at this point, at the site possession, we involve the monitors and introduce them to the community as well as the contractor. But when it comes to quality, and they look at and they see something that is suspicious, they don't have the mandate to instruct the contractor. So they liaise with us, then we'll take the necessary steps to address the situation.
With the monitors, their movement to the site, their sites, the various sites are on their own arrangements. However, if they go to the site and they make their observations available to me, for me to know whatever is going on at the site, if things are going on well, they let me know. If there are things we need to correct at the site too, they let me know. And whatever they say, if I have to follow up to the site too, I do so. To a large extent, these monitors have really helped us, because sometimes I wouldn't be available at the site. If they go to the site, they prompt me on certain action being taken at the site, which is not in order. So if they prompt me on certain things that goes on at the site which are not in order, I quickly rise there and take some corrective measures. So it has really saved us in terms of value for money and a good product at the end of the day.
And in fact, we are so happy with them, because when we have projects that are within the hinterland, which we cannot have time to visit regular. They are there to take care of it and inform us.
The impact of the M4FS project is not just felt in the completed structures, but also in the renewed trust and confidence of the community. Chiefs, assembly members, and citizens speak to a new era in infrastructure development, one marked by inclusivity and progress.
I've been in the assembly for 2 consecutive times, and the same project was built in the next community under GET Fund, that is the Logili. But because of the absence of monitoring team, we didn't get a quality work done like Yagili project, because Sen Ghana was able to come in and constitute a monitoring team for the project to make sure that the contractor has done a quality work. So because of that, I commend Sen Ghana to continue with this project.
The olden days, no, if they are not monitoring, the work is not going fast. But now we have monitoring. The work will go faster than the one that they were not monitoring.
In actual fact, I'm aware they brought them to us to introduce to us that they were monitoring the project that was given to us by the district assembly. So they do monitor it in the Nyankwala community. So currently the project is completed. So we thank them for their support. I have observed that there is some kind of changes because per the previous projects, there were not anybody assigned like a group to be monitoring. So because of that, the contractors they were just doing their work without any thinking that people are there monitoring. So they were just doing it anyhow. But when Sen Ghana brought this particular people to be monitoring this particular project, the contractor was very careful, trying to do the work as they were expecting. So to me, I have realized that the project was just moving faster and was able to complete at the time we expected. So there were not any delays in the project. So the project was just moving. So currently the project is able to finish because of what? They were aware that people are monitoring. Currently they are building a STEM school in our community. But because a team is not monitoring, the contractor will come for this month. It will take months before the contractor will come back. So we have realized that that particular project is not moving the way we were expecting them.
This project, the school building, that's the first project we have received in our community. And in fact, the monitoring team, I don't know because of their presence, this project will be a shoddy one. Because initially, it was not even built up to a linting stage. They keep giving pressure till they build it to the linting stage. It came to a time they have to roof the structure. So the contractor came with some weak, wood to roof the structure. So the monitoring team monitored it and reported the matter. So we also raised an alarm that will not allow them to use this unqualified plywood to roof the school. So the monitoring team, actually, their presence is helping us a lot.
The monitoring team is very important because as they start monitoring, we see a lot of things put into place. Because even though they even came here and elect us and tell us to be also monitoring again, due to that, if we see any contractor or workers there using something which is not good, we'll go and advise the person and even report to the monitoring team. And through the monitoring, it comes a time, the time they are going to fix the ceiling fans. It's supposed to be 4 in each class, and they fix 2. So the monitoring team elect them, and they come back and fix it. The changes we see about the infrastructure. When you see the building is different than the old ones. And we believe that because of the monitoring that happened, that led it to be different.
When the project started and building, they started. So we went for the data and I didn't see any the assessment to disability. So I asked them, where we supposed to have our disability friendly. So they said, oh, we are aware of it. They will do it. So the next time when we went, surely I see it and it's there. And that makes me very happy because most projects they make it and we didn't see such friend with disability.
First, it used to be like projects comes from the above. Let me put it that way. From the air, you see a contractor in the community. He starts to build whatever project that central government or wherever the project is coming from. But because of the development of this initiative, I think now community has a great stake in ensuring that whatever infrastructure project that is coming to the community actually have hands in monitoring and also ensuring that the right thing is done and ensuring that whatever that is due for the community is well implemented.
The ripple effect of the monitoring project transcends mere buildings. It is about the health, education, and well-being of the people. Government officials, among other stakeholders, attest to the tangible improvements in the infrastructure, directly benefiting from the diligent oversight of the monitors.
There was an instance where poor slabs were used to cover a manhole, and because of the citizens monitoring the progress of work, the assembly's attention was drawn, and for that matter, the contractor attention was drawn, and then quickly he came and replaced those slabs, and then get things well done. So if the citizens monitors did not keep eye on this, assembly would have had to incur a cost in replacing the slabs after the contractor finishes work and then handed over to us.
So firstly, I think it's a brilliant idea, because as an assembly or a development institution, whatever we do for and on behalf of the community. So if we're able to bring the community on board in whatever we do, firstly, it helps. In the situation that we need to monitor these projects, but as an assembly, we can't be on the ground each and every day. So once we're able to get people on the ground who are able to be on the toes of the various contractors and service providers on the ground, firstly, the project is for them. So nobody is more concerned about it more than them. So if they are there and they're able to see what is going and make sure that they get quality, whatever, if it's construction or service, they get the quality out of it for their own benefit, it's also good for our pocket. Because day in, day out, if we wish, we could have been sending officers to the ground to be on the toe of the contractor. If you're not able to do that, and we have built the capacity of some people on the ground who are coming from the community and who can do that, one, it saves our pocket because value for money is being done. They make sure the contractor does a very good work. And two, there are certain situations, even certificates are presented when works are not done. We have people there to check on us, so we don't pay for work that are not done. So all these things, to me, it really helps save our pocket, so that at the end of the day, we're able to get value for the money that we are spending as an assembly. And to me, it's a brilliant idea that St. Ghana has brought aboard. I will talk about 3-unit classroom block that was constructed at the vocational school. I think as part of the design, there was supposed to be a disability ramp, which the contractor, one or the other, forgot to do it. We would have skipped the assembly because monitor would have gone maybe later when they would have been too late, or it would have been they have to incur another cost to be able to change the design and bring it on board. But these community monitors were able to prompt the assembly and quickly were able to go in and make sure the assembly provided the ramp. Secondly, I think a certificate was presented and the work that was work done, which the certificate was brought, was not up to. That assembly was preparing to pay. The monitors went and quickly drew the attention of the assembly. I think we sent some people there and we realized that truly what they were saying were true. So we had to inform the contractor and the right thing was done. So we didn't pay more than we had worked. So all these things, I believe, have saved the assembly a lot. Imagine they were not there, would have paid for a work that was not done and we paid for a work less than what we deserve. So I think it's a brilliant idea and they've really saved the assembly and it's something that should be continued. And going forward, I see that that is the way for monitoring. Instead of assembly always going in, if these people, we can build their capacity and they'll be there. To me, there's even no need for us going there every day. If they can work, we should use them to help our development.
For this project, even the last 2 years, we can say concretely that we have been able to work with district assemblies to actually improve responsiveness of like project fixed rates. So when we say fixed rates, you consider the number of issues monitors have raised and how many of those issues that have actually been fixed by district assemblies. And we have data and evidence to prove the fact that close to 94% of the issues that have been raised have actually been fixed by district assemblies. I mean, in previous projects that we have implemented in SEND, we've never had more than 70% of responsiveness rates. But for this project, I think that it was more of a felt need, considering the conditions or the situation we find ourselves in this country. District assemblies do not have the resources to be able to monitor infrastructure projects. So for them, this project was very timely, and the fact that we collaborated with them, they knew exactly what monitors were supposed to be checking, and once these issues are raised, it's actually, if you like, goes in tandem with what they would have had to be, monitoring. And I think also the fact that there was broader consultation at the community level with contractors, I mean, there was that collaboration. So as and when citizens raise issues, they're able to engage their traditional authorities to also add up their voice to that. But also in most of the engagement sessions, traditional authorities and opinion leaders at the community level were part of these sessions to ensure that it actually brought some pressure to bear on the part of local government authorities to act. So, I mean, it's important to note that there's been some significant achievement in terms of responsiveness, as I indicated, considering the project fixed rates, but also the fact that this project has contributed to also strengthening the citizens' capacity to be able to monitor infrastructure projects. There are issues of theft. Because communities were conscientized, monitors are keeping an eye on the project. Even workers of contractors could no longer, be able to make away with construction materials as witnessed in the past. And that really also saved, some money. But also the real time with which issues are raised and the fact that assemblies move in with corrective measures, has contributed largely to ensuring that, some costs or money is saved the states. But also the fact that assemblies would have had to be doing this regular monitoring. In this case, they do not have the resources. We know the situation we find ourselves in this country, resource constraint, their common fund is no longer common. And so with this capacity citizens have acquired, they are able to complement the efforts of local government authorities, which is something that was well anticipated within our decentralized system, that citizens must be an integral part of development implementation, or if like the execution of development projects in their districts. So this project has actually given true meaning of our decentralization systems, which says that citizens should be part of the planning, implementation, monitoring of interventions, not just infrastructure projects, but also service delivery.
Behind every completed project lie stories of challenges overcome by the determination of the citizen monitors. Their accounts shed light on the tangible strides made towards project completion and the persistent hurdles they strive to eliminate.
My first challenge was the network system. At times you send a message and they call you later to say they didn't see any report from you.
Well, I faced a lot of challenges, especially the network problem. Because anytime that you come to do the monitoring, it is the network that you use. And sometimes you may come and the network fail. And if the network fail, you have to go back and come another time. And you organize and come back another time.
During the course of our monitoring exercise, we encounter some few challenges, which are sometimes you get to a particular community where some of the people are not ready, to speak to you, are not ready, to get interactive, on the issue. But we thank God that at the end of the day, they understood the essence of our exercise, and then we're able to overcome some of those challenges. Then there are some instances, mobility, how to move around was a challenge, but thankfully some of us had motorbikes that were able to join others to be able to undertake our monitoring exercise.
Sometimes when we go for the questions and feedbacks, some are not willing to talk to us. They were not ready to listen to what we are telling them. But getting to some time, they were now used to what we were asking them. And then they know that it's a very important questions that we have been asking, which will benefit the community and everybody in the community as well.
Of course, it hasn't been without challenges. One challenge is the fact that we still have quite a number of uncompleted projects dotted around the districts, and it's because district assemblies continue to start or initiate new projects rather than trying to finish up existing ones. This definitely has an impact as far as those old projects are concerned. It might end up in what we call budget overruns, which definitely would mean losing some funds to the state. So it's important that government pays attention to ensuring that district assemblies actually commit resources to finishing existing projects rather than initiating new ones. That will not ensure value for money. In fact, a lot of these uncompleted projects, some of them are deteriorating. And even if they were going to be fixed, it will require more resources to be able to do that. A directive will be given to district assemblies to concentrate on, finishing up existing projects. But I think also one challenge we've had is with GET Fund funded projects. I mean, for most of the GET Fund funded projects, even district assemblies in those districts didn't have information about those contracts. So citizens monitor GET Fund projects, they raise concerns to assemblies. Assemblies, they do not have any role to play as far as those projects are concerned. And we think that this is inconsistent with our decentralization system, which says that local government authorities are the one directly in charge of development intervention. I think that this system by GET Fund, where contracts are awarded from the national level and supervised by consultants, it's a disincentive or it's a demotivation to local government authorities, and it makes it very difficult for them to actually deliver their mandate. For citizens, every development intervention is led by the assembly. So when they raise issues that assemblies do not have control over, they lose confidence.
With the enormous successes of the M4FS project, what lessons and recommendations do project stakeholders have for the sustainability of the intervention?
I wish if they could extend the period again, and then maybe a different project site will be given to us to monitor, or even other areas are added to the monitoring activities. That would have helped.
I appeal to send Ghana an integrity action that the monitoring we had at Nyankwala went on very well. So, and really, they said the work has come to an end. So I appealed to the district chief executive, and then the planner was there, that they should take that work for themselves and pick monitors like us to monitoring projects in the districts.
We want to see that at least it will not be concentrated on only the 4 areas that the project normally look at. That's sanitation, health, and then education. If it can be extended to other parts, because the assembly normally does some projects in other sectors like agric, road infrastructure, and then other infrastructure which are not within these 3 areas that the project is concentrated on. So I would want to plead if maybe there can be an extension, and then also the project, trying to, add all other sectors, and also scaling up to cover more districts than they have now.
I like the way the monitoring team is there. So you should keep up using them. It will help us.
We the local monitors and how the Sign Ghana do to us from the beginning up to the end. If like they can continue with us, so that for more projects, any project that we are doing, because this one it make it quality. They use quality material through the monitoring, and also the work the project make faster than the others that has not been monitored. And also they also include the disabled. They didn't neglect that. So I'm also appealing any project that they have to do. We are appealing to them to add the person with disability, so that we also share our concern to them, so that they will know make the project and we can enter into that site building.
As perhaps if Sign Ghana is exiting, how is the monitors going to continue their job? Because we see it as something valuable to the assembly, so that even if Sign Ghana is no more, how are we going to resource the monitors so that they'll be able to do that great work they've done to us? That one, we deliberated on it, and we were looking at how possible, and some of the answers are it should be something like voluntary, something like assembly also taking a decision, or maybe if we can do something like maybe giving them a fuel, that will also emanate from how serious they are for us to be able to support them. So in reality, they have done very well, and from my perspective, I wish that they continue their job.
There has been a cordial relationship between the Assembly and Sign Ghana through their focal person. And for the way forward, I think as far as the project is concerned, they have been able to monitor certain projects effectively. So I would suggest that the project should continue, and if not continue, then I think they should make the assembly, or they should build the assembly's capacity to be able to adapt the dev check. I think it's a platform that is able to track development projects, with using community participation as a tool.
Because seriously speaking, it's seriously a financial challenge. Logistics, you don't have, almost all our vehicles are down. Almost all our vehicles are down. Maintenance of them is an issue. So whilst we periodically go for the monitoring, their officers are already on the ground there, checking them for us. So not even about them expanding, continually, they should even expand the monitoring. You get it? Because it was based on their capacity. It was based on their capacity that they have taken some number of projects and monitoring. There are a whole lot of other projects again that are outstanding. So it means those ones will still continue to be suffering the fate of that negative fate.
It's one thing to pay attention to infrastructure, but after the infrastructure project is completed, there's the need to monitor how the service will be used. So to what extent would citizens be able to continue monitoring services that are going to be delivered? You talk about health facilities, schools that have been built. It's important also that citizens are able to monitor, service delivery in this regard. So moving forward, the second phase of this project will definitely have to pay attention to empowering citizens to continue monitoring services that are delivered. I think also what is important to indicate is the fact that this project actually used a system developed by Integrity Action called the Dev Check, and that system is actually a proprietary software, and so we've had the experience and benefit of using that, and so we would want a situation where an open source application is developed, so that beyond project funding, we can be able to use that with minimal costs as far as maintaining that system is concerned. Because at the moment, the system is heavily being troubleshooted or managed by integrity action. So for us, in terms of sustaining this project, we are still discussing with them for them to support us develop a local-based application to perform the same function. But of course, as I said, they need to integrate service delivery into infrastructure monitoring, because that's the only way we can actually get a full benefit of the reason why those infrastructure projects were set up.
As we take stock of the M4FS project's journey, it is clear that its triumph lies not just in the concrete and steel of the infrastructure, but also in how much we have been able to save and accomplish with our limited financial resources. When citizens monitor infrastructure projects, they are not only ensuring that they are completed, but they are also safeguarding the public purse. The monitoring for financial savings intervention has proven that when citizens keep a watchful eye and get involved in the infrastructure development process, the outcomes are better education, health, and wash facilities.